Hello, students, and a very good morning to you. Students, I hope you all are well and studying properly. So, today we are going to start our next chapter, that is chapter 13 of class 7 science, that is motion and time. And this is the first part of this chapter. Let's have a look what we are going to study in this video. So, first of all, we will see motion, then types of motion, slow and fast moving objects, speed, units of speed, kinds of speed, and at last we will study velocity. So, first topic is motion. I think you all are familiar with this topic because this topic we have studied in 6th class also. So, what is motion? The movement of an object is called motion. The moment or the duration in which things occur or things take place, that is called time. We all know what is time. The moment or the duration in which things occur is called time. So, an object is said to be in motion when its position changes with respect to its surrounding and time. Means if any object is changing its position with respect to its surrounding and time, then the object is said to be in motion. As for example, when the position of a car or bike or any vehicle changes with time, then we say that vehicle or car is moving, means that vehicle is in motion. Okay, so different objects, they show different types of motions or movements. So here some types of motions are there that you have studied in 6th class, as linear motion and circulatory motion, periodic, non-periodic motion. So first of all we will see what is linear motion. So we all know when an object moves in a straight line or curved line, means if any object is moving in a line, that line may be straight or curved. So that type of motion is called linear motion. Now linear motion is of two types, that is curvilinear motion and rectilinear motion. So if any object is moving in a straight line, then it is called rectilinear motion, and if any object is moving on a curved line, then it is called curvilinear motion. And when one very good example of rectilinear motion that we have studied in 6th class is the movement of light. We all know that light always moves in a straight line. So light shows rectilinear motion, means two type of motions are there in linear motion, that is rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. Now, second type of motion is circulatory motion. So, when an object moves along a circular path, then it is said to be in circulatory motion. Means if any object is following a circular path or moves along a circular path, then it is called circulatory motion. Now, circulatory motion is of two types, that is rotatory motion and revolving motion. So both type of motions we have studied in 6th class. Now next motion is repetitive motion. Repetitive motion means when any object is in motion and it is repeating its motion again and again. Means when the motion of an object occurs again and again, such type of motion is called repetitive motion. Now we will see the examples of repetitive motion. So flickering of the eyelids, movement of the lips while speaking, hands of a man rowing a boat, these examples are the repetitive motion in which motion of an object occurs again and again. Now next type of motion is periodic motion. So when an object repeats its motion at regular intervals of time, then it is said to be in periodic motion. Means those motions which repeat themselves at regular intervals of times, these motions are called periodic motions. As For example, the motion of a clock pendulum, the rotation of Earth on its axis, revolution of Earth around the sun, revolution of the moon around the Earth. These examples are the periodic motion which repeat themselves at regular intervals of time. Now, non-periodic motion. So, the motion which does not repeat itself after the regular intervals of time, that motions are called non-periodic motions. As for example, beating of heart, birds gliding across the sky, children playing in a park. These motions are non-periodic motion because these motions do not repeat themselves after regular interval of time. Now, next two type of motions are uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So, uniform motion means when any object covers equal distances in equal interval of time along a straight line, then such type of motion is called uniform motion. Now understand, equal distances in equal interval of time. Suppose we have to cover 5-meter distance. Okay, so suppose this is the starting point A and this is the starting point B, and the distance between A and B is 5 meter. So suppose we are dividing this 5-meter distance in 1 meter. So this is first 1 meter, second 1 meter, third 1 meter, and this is the fourth 1 meter. Means 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, and 1 meter. Okay, so first 1 meter is completed or covered by object in 2 seconds, next 1 meter in 2 seconds, next 1 meter in 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and 2 seconds. Okay, so here equal distances are covered by the object in equal time intervals. So such type of motion is called uniform motion. Now we will see non-uniform motion. So non-uniform motion means when an object does not cover equal distances in equal intervals of time along a straight line, such type of object is said to be in non-uniform motion. So suppose again we are taking point A and point B. Suppose the distance between point A and point B is 5 meter. So suppose we are dividing it into 3 meter and 2 meter. So suppose first 3 meter is covered in 2 seconds and next 2 meter is covered in 2 seconds. So here distances are unequal but time intervals are equal. Means when any object cover unequal distances in equal interval of time, or now students, our next topic is slow and fast moving objects. As we all know, motion of some objects is slow, whereas some other objects they may be fast. Means some objects may be fast and some objects may be slow. So for this, to understand this topic, we can take one example. Suppose we have to go to school. Okay, suppose the distance between your school and your home is 4 kilometer. Okay, now suppose two options you are having. You can cover that distance by your bicycle, or you can cover that distance by bus. Means you either you can go to your school and you can cover that 4 kilometer distance by bicycle, or you can cover that distance by using a bus. Okay, now suppose first you're going to your school by bicycle. Okay, so you are covering that 4 kilometer distance by your bicycle in 20 minutes, and next day you are going to school by bus. So in that day you are covering that 4 kilometer distance by bus in 5 minutes. So see, 4 kilometer distance you are covering on first day and in the second day also. Means same distances you are covering each day, but in first day you are going by a bicycle in 20 minutes and next day you are going by a bus in 5 minutes. It means you are covering same distances but in different times. Understood? It means bicycle takes a longer time, that is 20 minutes, to cover a distance of 4 kilometer, whereas a bus takes much shorter time, that is 5 minutes, to cover the same distance of 4 kilometer. It means we can say that bicycle moves slow whereas bus moves faster. Okay, means when any object covers a larger distance in a fixed interval of time, or in a fixed distance is covered in shorter time, then that type of object is called faster moving object, and its motion is called fast motion. And the object which is covering that distance, same distance, in longer time, then that type of object is called slow moving object, and that motion is called slow motion. Okay, so here two things may be there. If the distance is fixed, as in this case, as we have taken the example, the distance is fixed, that is 4 kilometer for bicycle, 4 kilometer for bus, but the time is different. Means first of all, bicycle is taking longer time, that is 20 minutes, to cover 4 kilometer, and bus is taking shorter time, that is 5 minutes, to cover the distance of 4 kilometer. It means bicycle is taking longer time to cover that distance, and bus is taking shorter time to cover that distance. So bus is moving faster because it is taking shorter time, while bicycle is slower because it is taking longer time. And it may also be possible that time is fixed, or and distance is not fixed. So suppose both things, for bicycle and for bus, both have given only 5 minute times. It means that time is fixed, but they will complete they will cover different distances in these 5 minutes. Suppose bus will move 4 kilometer or 5 kilometer in that 5 minutes, whereas bicycle can only cover 1 meter or hardly 2 meter distance in that 5 minutes. Okay, it means that time is fixed, but longer distance is covered by bus in that fixed time, and shorter distance is covered by bicycle in that 5 minutes. It means the object which cover longer distance in that fixed time, that object is called faster moving object, and its motion is called fast motion. Okay, and the object which is covering shorter distance in that fixed time, that object is called slower moving object, and its motion is called slow motion. It means that fast and slow motion, these two are relative terms. If only one object is present, then its motion cannot be said it is moving in a fast motion or slow motion, because fast motion and slow motion, these two are the relative terms. We have to compare one object with other. Either it is moving in fast motion or slow motion. Okay, now next topic is speed. So speed is defined as the distance traveled by an object in unit time. Means the distance which is covered by any object in a unit time, that is called speed. Okay, so to find the speed of a body moving uniformly means object is covering equal distances in equal interval of time. Okay, so to find the speed of a body moving uniformly, the distance covered by the body in some time interval is divided by that time. As you can see, speed, which is designated as V, speed is equal to distance covered, that is S, by time taken. Means the distance covered by any object is divided by the time taken to cover that distance. So it is called speed. Now, the instrument which is used to measure the speed of a vehicle is called speedometer. So you can see this meter in your bike or scooty or any vehicle. So the instrument, this is the instrument which is used to measure that speed of a vehicle. So that instrument is called Speedometer. Now the instrument which is used to measure the distance traveled by object or vehicle, that instrument is called odometer. So you can see this type of things in your vehicle, which tells us what is the distance covered by that vehicle. So it is called odometer. So speedometer tells us the speed of a vehicle and odometer tells us the distance traveled by that vehicle. Now next, units of speed. So here we are knowing, we have studied in 6th class that the SI unit of distance is meter, we know this, and SI unit of time is second. That much we are knowing, that much we have studied in 6th class. Now here we know the formula of speed. Speed is equal to distance covered upon time taken. So what is the SI unit of distance? Meter. And SI unit of time, that is second. So speed is equal to distance covered upon time taken. So what is the unit of speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. So meter upon second. So meter per second is the SI unit of speed. So it is meter per second or MS inverse. Okay, now if the distance covered is very small, means it is that much small, we cannot measure it into meter. Suppose we are measuring it in the centimeter, then the unit of speed will be centimeter per second. Now suppose if the distance is very large, so that we cannot measure it into the meter, then we measure it into kilometer, and then time is measured in hour. So the if the distance is very large, then the unit of the speed will be kilometer per hour. Now students, we will see some numerical problems based on speed, distance and time. So see, one numerical problem is that an aeroplane covers a distance of 2736 kilometer in 6 hours. So we have to find the speed of aeroplane, and we can assume that its motion is uniform. Uniform means it is covering equal distances in equal interval of time. So later on we will study how to find out the speed if object is moving in non-uniform motion. So here we will see if object is moving in uniform motion. So two data we are having, both necessary data we are having, as we are knowing speed is equal to distance upon time. So we are having distance and time both. Okay, so here distance is equal to 2736 kilometer and time is 6 hours. So obviously if aeroplane is moving, it means it is moving in a larger in a longer distance. Then we will measure the speed in kilometer per hour. So distance is already given in kilometer and time is given in hour. So we will put the data in the formula. Speed is equal to distance upon time. Then we will find out the speed. So 2736 kilometer upon 6 hour. So when we will divide 2736 by 6, then we will find 456 kilometer per hour. So one more thing, while doing calculation we have to take care of the units also. Okay, units must be same. So if we are using a kilometer, then obviously the time should be in hour. And when we will keep the data in the formula, we will keep the units also. So if we are putting the distance, then we will put the kilometer. When we are putting the data, when we are putting the time, then we will put the time, that is in hour also. Okay, so answer will be 456 kilometer per hour. It means this is the speed of the aeroplane when aeroplane is covering 2736 kilometer in 6 hour. It means the speed of the aeroplane is 456 kilometer per hour. Our next question is, a bus takes 30 minutes to cover a distance of 18 kilometer. Calculate its speed in kilometer per hour and meter per second. So 30 minutes it is taking, okay, bus is taking 30 minutes to cover the distance of 18 kilometer, and speed we have to find out in kilometer per hour and meter per second. So okay, data is given in 30 minutes, time is in 30 minutes, and distance is in kilometer. Okay, so first we'll find the speed in kilometer per hour. So okay, distance we are having in kilometer, but time we are having in minutes. So you all know how to convert minute into hour. So we will divide 30 by 60. Okay, so it will be 1 by 2 hour, means half an hour. So now time we are having half an hour, means 1 by 2 hour, and distance we are having 18 kilometer. So speed is equal to distance upon time. It means 18 upon 1 by 2. So it will be 18 into 2 upon 1. So 18 into 2 means 36, and it will be 36 kilometer per hour. Okay, 18 kilometer and 1 by 2 hour. So it will be 36 kilometer per hour. It means if bus is covering 18 kilometer distance in 30 minutes, okay, then its speed in kilometer per hour, it will be 36 kilometer per hour. Now we will find out the speed in meter per second. So here speed is equal to distance upon time. So 18 kilometer. So first of all we have to convert the kilometer into meters. So what we will do? We will multiply 18 into 1000. Okay, so it will be 18 into 1000, and then time is 30 minutes. We have to convert that minutes into seconds. So what we will do? We will multiply 30 into 60. So 18 into 1000 upon 30 into 60 seconds. So it will be 0, 0 cancel, the 0 and the 0 cancel. So it will be 180 upon 18. So it will be 10. It means 10 meter per second. So speed in meter per second, it will be 10 meter per second. Okay. Now kinds of speed. So kinds of speed, two kinds of speeds are there, that is uniform speed and non-uniform speed. So first of all we will see uniform speed. So uniform speed means when any object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Its motion is called uniform motion, we have already studied, and at that time the speed of the vehicle is called uniform speed. So suppose any object, any car is there, it has to cover 16 meter distance. So suppose we are dividing that 16 meter into 4 meters. So this is the first 4 meter, this is the second 4 meter, this is the third 4 meter, and this is the fourth 4 meter. Okay, and that 4 meter distances, each 4 meter distances are covering, car is covering it into 2 seconds, means equal distances are covered in equal time interval. Okay, so if any object is covering equal distances in equal time intervals, then its motion is called uniform motion and its speed is called uniform speed. Now next type of speed is non-uniform speed or variable speed. It means when an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then its motion is called non-uniform motion and its speed is called non-uniform speed. So here you can see this is the distance of 1 meter. Now this is the distance of 9 meter, this is the distance of 15 meter. Okay, so first distance is covered in 2 seconds. Now second distance, that is 9 meter, is covered in 2 seconds, and then 15-meter distance is covered in 2 seconds. Now here distances are unequal and time intervals are equal. So it means when any object covers unequal distances in equal interval of time, then its motion is called non-uniform motion, and its speed, it's called non-uniform speed. Now average speed. Now everything that we have studied, how to find out the speed, that is for uniform motion. Okay, now we will see in the case of non-uniform motion. Okay, it means if distance is covered by the object non-uniformly. So here we will see average speed. Okay, so the average speed of a body in a certain time interval is the distance covered by the body by that time divided by the time. Okay, so suppose here we can see one object is there. It is covering 4 meter distance in 4 seconds, then it is covering 3 meter in 4 seconds, then it is covering in 2 meter in 3 seconds, then 1.8 meter in 3 seconds, and then 6 meter in 5 seconds. It means both distances and times, they are unequal. Okay, so in that case, how to find out the speed? We will find out their average speed. Okay, so first of all we will add all the distances and we will add all the time taken to cover that distances. So average speed is equal to total distance covered upon total time taken. So first of all we will add all these distances and then we will add all these times and then we will find out the average speed. So average speed we can find in the case of non-uniform motion. Now one numerical problem is there. A car travels 32 kilometer. A car travels 32 kilometer distance in first 2 hours. Then it travels 13 kilometer in next hour. So we have to find out the average speed of the car. So to find out the average speed of the car, what is the formula of average speed? Average speed is equal to total distance covered upon total time taken. So first of all we will add all the distances. Total distance will be 32 kilometer plus 13 kilometer. First distance is 32 kilometer, second distance is 13 kilometer. So 32 kilometer plus 13 kilometer, it will be 45 kilometer. Now we have to add the total now we have to find the total time, so we'll add all the time. So first distance it is covering in 2 hours and next distance it is covering in next hour. Next hour means 1 hour. So total time will be 2 hour plus 1 hour, so it will be 3 hour. Now we are having the formula of average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance covered upon total time taken to, so it will be 45 kilometer upon 3 hour. So it will be 15 kilometer per hour. So average speed of the car is 15 kilometer per hour. Now students, next topic is velocity. So before starting velocity, you should know about scalar quantity and vector quantity. So first we will see what is scalar quantity. Scalar quantity is one which has only magnitude. Magnitude means numerical value. Means only numerical value is mentioned, not the direction. Okay, so if any quantity is telling us what is the numerical value of that quantity, not the direction, that type of quantity is called scalar quantity. Okay, whereas the vector quantity tells us which is the what is the direction as well as the magnitude. Means if any quantity is telling us what is the numerical value of that quantity as well as what is the direction of that quantity, then that type of quantity is called vector quantity. Okay, now we have studied about speed. So speed of a body of an object tells us how fast or how slow the body is moving, but it does not indicate or it does not show the direction of the motion of the body. So suppose if a car is moving at the speed of 60 kilometer per hour, then it tells us the car is travels at a distance of 60 kilometer in 1 hour, but the direction is unknown. Means what is the direction of the car? Speed does not tell us, but obviously the car may be moving in any one direction, in any particular direction. It is suppose it is moving in east, west, or in any other direction. Okay, so speed only tells us what is the how fast or how slow any object is moving. But suppose if the distance is mentioned and the time which is taken by the object in covering that distance is mentioned, but along with all that thing one particular direction is also mentioned. Means if suppose any object is moving in a particular direction, okay, it is covering some distance in particular time, then what happened? Speed of an object in a particular direction means any object is moving, any object is covering some distances in unit time in a particular direction. So we can say that speed of an object in a particular direction. Okay, so speed of an object in a particular direction is called velocity. Okay, so here speed is the scalar quantity because speed only tells us what is the numerical value. Okay, what is the numerical value or what is the magnitude, but velocity tells us what is the direction. So velocity is a vector quantity and speed is a scalar quantity. But when it comes to the unit SI unit of velocity, then it will be same as the speed. So the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. Now the formula of velocity V is equal to displacement upon time. So displacement means change in position, means final position in minus initial position. Suppose this is point A and this is point B. So object is moving from point A to point B. Suppose this is the direction which is east direction. Okay, so any object is moving towards east from point A to point B. Okay, so point A will be initial position and point B will be final position. So suppose any object is starting its journey from 0 kilometer to 10 kilometer, so it will be displacement will be 10 minus 0. Okay, final position minus initial position. So this is the displacement, means this is the distance 0 to 10 kilometer but in a particular direction. Okay, so displacement means distance in a particular direction. ठीक है? Okay, change in position, final position minus initial position. So velocity is a vector quantity which tells us the speed of an object in a particular direction. So students, I hope you all understood all the topics that we have covered in this part. So must watch the video carefully and try to solve the numerical questions given in your book which are based on speed and average speed. So different type of numerical questions are there. So try to solve all these numerical questions and objective questions also. Thank you, students.